we've recently modified a full-size E-Transit by Ford of the L2H2 shape, and we got nearly 1,500 kilograms on it. And that's better than any van. Yeah, so if anybody wants to argue a point that EVs don't carry a decent payload, then strictly, it's just not true.
Yeah. And that's not quite the challenges that we're getting now. That used to be one of the challenges that we would hear all of the time. It used to be one of the blockers, is that the vehicles won't carry as much. We're hearing less and less of that. It's now more about range, challenges around charging.
Yes, public charging in particular.
Yeah, public charging, and home charging. So a lot of van fleets, and it's probably not the case with refrigerated van fleets, but a lot of van fleets, the drivers will take the van home at night, and if they don't live in a property that allows them to charge overnight, then it's a challenge for them. And if they can't charge overnight, they've got to spend part of their working day then charging that vehicle, which is downtime for them, isn't it?
Do you remember when we were on the first day of the rally, and we did experience some of the perceived difficulties? Although we worked our way around it, but I think you've got to be a bit more patient and a bit organised than you would otherwise. We found a particularly tight charging site, probably somewhere near Bristol. Maybe we were like around Clevedon or somewhere. It was a very busy service station, wasn't it?
Yeah.
And it was a job.
Clumpton Services. Yeah.
Clumpton, that's right. Yeah, it was busy, wasn't it? And the slots weren't oversized, were they? And if we were in a bigger van, then, we might have had the kind of challenge that some people describe. They don't wish to participate in an electrified van.
And this has recently been highlighted to some of the CPOs, Gridserve especially, who are addressing this. So if you look at a lot of the new charge point sites that are opening up, they'll have got dedicated bays that are marked in a different colour that are bigger for vehicles such as vans or vehicles that are towing and that sort of thing. So there's a lot of them now are drive-through parking bays, so that if you're towing, you can just drive through. It's interesting. We're still learning, aren't we? We're still developing the concept. But it's the great thing is that it's not standing still. It is developing and it is improving year on year. And
there's a great deal of evolution going on, and it's the task of our industry to keep promoting the benefits so that the mandate can be achieved.
Yeah.
I think it goes up in a number of increments from now to sort of 70% adoption of whole EV by 2030, and that's only like one vehicle ownership cycle away.
And like I say to a lot of people is, okay, that date is 2030, but when you get to 2028, how many ICE vehicles are going to be available brand new to buy? Because manufacturers are going to start scaling that down and ramping up the EV production. They're going to stop developing new ICE vehicles to develop
because I think we take it for granted that we know that the manufacturers of the vehicles are facing stiff penalties if they sell an unacceptably high mix of combustion engine vehicles amongst the proposed mix. And even this year, so we've hit 9% sales registrations of new vehicles this year. That's some way behind the 16%. And it seems highly improbable that it's going to reach the 16% in the last quarter of the year, doesn't it?
It is. It is unlikely it's going to happen, unfortunately. But I think as the years go on, I think next year, we will be hitting the target. I think what we're seeing is a lot of people are holding on to their ICE vehicles, waiting for technology to get to where they want to go to be able to make that change. And I think that's starting to happen now. We're seeing vehicles come onto the market that have got the bigger ranges, have got the faster charging speeds, which is what is needed. And talking about range and going back to the vehicle that we used on the rally. One of my concerns was, or one of my things I wanted to find out was, what effect does the fridge have on the range of this vehicle? Because it's the Transit Customers WLTP figure is somewhere around about 200 miles of range. Yeah, 203
When we
miles.
fully charged it, I think we got 198 ordinary.
We did, yeah, that's right. And we were driving it sensibly within the law, but we weren't driving it we were keeping up with the traffic flow. We weren't holding anybody up. We were driving it as normal, essentially. We could have driven it harder, but there's no point. So I drove it for the first sort of couple of days without the fridge operating, just to understand what sort of range we can expect, what sort of performance we can get out of the vehicle. On that third day, I took a deep breath and switched that switch on to get the fridge running.
Yeah.
And
praying you wouldn't see the range crumble. And
yeah, absolutely. Because I hadn't planned my route, I hadn't planned my charging stops. I knew where the checkpoints were, but I didn't know where I was going to charge en route, and that's the way I always tackle it. I watched the temperature come down on the display, and it came down to 3 degrees or something like that, and sort of hovered around there, and it got down to that temperature fairly quickly. So I left it on all day because the range, wasn't coming down very much more than I would have expected to come down without the fridge running. And I was astounded to find at the end of the day, we'd lost around about 11 miles of range.
Yeah, down to 187 quoted range, wasn't it?
Yeah, which was amazing, fantastic.
And the outcome for the rally as a whole was that this vehicle performed third best on the league table of comparison with published WLTP.
Yes. And that WLTP was the Ford WLTP pre-conversion.
Yeah. So I'm at a loss as to how we did.
It's just my driving skills, isn't it, essentially?
It is an extraordinary man. Achieving unprecedented levels of performance from his vehicle.
Yeah, it was really, really impressive. Not just the Ford product, because it was a lovely drive, no doubt about it. It's a great place for a driver to work in that cab. It's comfortable, it's car-like. It's smooth, it's quiet.
Yeah, I mean, it's got ridiculous car-like features, like, I don't know, keyless start, hasn't it? I remember that, where you just push the button, and it had dual temperature zones, so if you wanted to be hot, I could be cold. And okay, it's same airspace, but you can benefit from your own preferences, can't you? And a fabulous infotainment and TV in front of you. Yeah, there was a lot to like.
And it was only the leader spec as well, wasn't it? It was only the base spec.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah,
it was a great environment for a driver to work, that's for sure. But then the CoolKit conversion on there was. Yeah, I was just really surprised and pleasantly surprised at how it performed.
Yeah,
and the minimal effect that it had on the vehicle and the driving experience.